Welcome. In this video, we'll be creating a floor truss layout using feature pattern containers and feature pattern trusses, commonly referred to as parallel chord floor trusses. Training Plan 1. Floors is a 30-foot by 20-foot rectangular structure with 1-foot 6-inch deep floor trusses. For reference, a copy of the completed Training Plan 1 Floors project is accessible from Choose Create Project, then Open Sample. After creating a new project and adding bearings, the next step for creating a floor truss layout is to add a feature pattern container. Feature pattern containers are 3D polygons that contain feature pattern trusses. The container defines floor truss depth, and its boundaries are formed either by bearing envelope edges or work lines. To add a feature pattern container, click Create and select Feature Pattern Container. This opens the Feature Pattern Container dialog in the right sidebar where you can define its properties. Set the bottom elevation to 8 feet and the top elevation to 9 feet 6 inches. This will result in a 1-foot 6-inch deep floor truss. Define the feature pattern container shape by selecting the outer edges of the bearing envelopes. While selecting the edges in a clockwise direction is recommended, it's not required, but be sure to select the boundary edges in the proper sequence. Once the polygon shape is closed, the Valid Shape checkbox is checked and the option to insert is available. If you've made a mistake defining boundary edges, you are able to click Start Over and begin boundary selection again. Click Insert. To get a better look at the container, toggle the 3D camera. Here we see the container sitting on top of the bearing envelopes. Adjust the 3D view by holding the right mouse button and moving the mouse around. Return back to the 2D view by pressing the 3D camera icon. Now we're ready to add truss envelopes. A feature pattern truss envelope defines the placement and geometry of a truss based on properties of the container. Truss envelopes are used to generate component designs. To add a truss envelope, right-click and select Truss Envelope. From the Truss Envelope Creation dialog, specify the component type as a floor truss, definition type as feature pattern, justification as front, and thickness as 3.5 inches. We'll start with the gable truss on the right. Using closest base, hover above the gable end wall to see a preview of the truss placement. Click to lock in the placement. Because we are going to add the other gable truss next, select Insert and Repeat. For the left gable truss, hover above the gable end wall and click to lock in the placement. We'll begin our truss run from the left side, so select Insert and Start Run. Specify the envelope spacing via the Envelope Run Creation dialog and move your mouse toward the right gable end. Once satisfied, click to place the run of truss envelopes. Each truss envelope has a green triangle which indicates the truss's left end. A common truss layout practice is to align the left ends where possible, so we'll modify the gable truss on the right side of the building. Select the gable truss, and within the Properties panel, scroll down and click Flip Envelope. Now the left ends of all truss envelopes are consistent along the rear wall. From the Project menu, click Design All Truss Envelopes. This will create truss designs based on the truss envelope. Truss designs will automatically receive a component label placed near the left end indicator. Let's use the 3D camera to verify truss envelope geometry. The final step in our workflow is to rename components. Select the two gable trusses by holding Ctrl and click both gable trusses. Next, go to the right sidebar and change the name of the gable trusses to FG01. Press the Escape key to deselect the gables. Next, hold Ctrl and use a selection window to select all the common trusses. Go back over to the sidebar and change the name to F01. The trusses now reflect the new truss names. Open the left sidebar to access the Component Explorer, which lists all components in the project, including the truss name and analysis status. From the Projects menu, click to analyze all changed components. Next, click Close. In the left sidebar, you'll notice the analysis status of each component changes from unanalyzed to checks pass, and the truss name changes from blue to green. The truss name will be red if it fails analysis. That wraps up our introduction to feature pattern trusses. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.